Hey everybody, I hope that you all are having a wonderful Tuesday. I know it's really kind of rainy and dreary here, but I mentioned this morning that I was going to come in here and talk about how you can use what you have with your portion fix to try a high-fat, low-carb lifestyle and see how that might impact your results and see how it might help you feel just overall. So first of all, before I go into details on what adjustments to make from what you're currently doing, I want to make sure to explain kind of where I'm coming from this and why I am posting about this and why I think it might be something that you could enjoy and that you could benefit from in your lifestyle. So most of you in this group are aware of what the portion fix is, but in case you're not, portion fix has you using color-coded containers for the different food groups. You get a certain number of portions each day dependent on your weight, your lifestyle, how active you are, and the calories that you need for the day. So portion fix is not very restrictive, which is great. Many people feel like they can eat all day because you can stage things out throughout the day. I lost weight with it. Many people have lost weight with it. It is a great system and has been a great system for me. However, there are a lot of people who seem to be plateauing. They are experiencing a lot of fatigue and exhaustion and just don't feel like their minds are working at their best potential. And so I started looking into some different things. Now, if you're doing portion fix right now and you don't want to change anything, totally fine. Stick with it. Stick with what works for you. But if you're ready for something different, if you're ready for a change, if you feel like you can make some alterations and help you improve your lifestyle overall, then listen up and see if this is something that you might want to try. So for me, part of me starting to research and look into this high fat, low carb using my tower of portion cups was because I want my challengers, I want people to get results. I want people to feel great. I want people to break plateaus, and I want to know what is being supported by the medical community, by research, by doctors, and what is out there, what is potentially new information, new research that can be beneficial to you all. Another thing that I looked into with this particular lifestyle is how it might impact particular types of diseases or ailments that impact myself, family, or friends. So for example, a lot of you know this, but I have PCOS, so polycystic ovarian syndrome. For those of you who don't know, weight is just a different ballgame with it, as it is with many diseases. But basically your body fights against you. It deals with insulin resistance and all sorts of stuff. So basically this type of lifestyle, this high fat, low carb, is very beneficial for situations like PCOS. Also inflammatory diseases. My mom has rheumatoid arthritis. And so I'm looking at stuff, what could help her just in the foods that you eat. Diabetes is just, I feel like type 2 is just such a big thing overall. So anything that could potentially help people to not get diabetes, to stay away from that, and anybody who's pre-diabetic. So some of friends, family members have been impacted by that. So that's why I'm looking into this, and that's why I want to share about some of the research I've had, some of the information I've gained, some of the things that I've learned, and share it with you all. So the high-fat, low-carb diet is considered it's called a ketogenic diet. So you might have heard of ketogenic diets, but I mean, really, it's just high-fat, low-carb, which sounds crazy because if you were like me, I feel like we have been brought up to stay away from fats. And really, the new research is that carbs and sugar is what's making people gain weight and have that excess fat. And actually, good, healthy fat is good for you. So the thing about the carbs and the fat So okay, trying to stay organized in my thoughts here. So let me first go into this. So if you are interested in the high fat, low carb, portion fix. So you know that these are kind of your healthy fat containers. So your avocado, your hummus, your seeds, your nuts, these were the containers and are the containers that you use for portion fix and that you can continue to use for this. But here's the difference. These nice little yellow guys that are our carbs, we're going to toss them. So we're not going to have carbs. The reason being, no grains, no carbs. When you eat carbs, when you eat sugar, your body turns it into glucose and it burns it immediately, right? But when you starve your body of carbs and sugar, it's unable to use glucose, so it starts to actually burn fat for fuel. So getting, one second. Okay, so my proteins were fine. So what we're gonna do, we're getting rid of the yellows, but that doesn't mean that we're gonna be eating less food. Replace your yellows with healthy fats. Okay, so for a lot of people, this is gonna sound potentially hard, but exciting all at the same time. So I know a lot of people want to eat more healthy fats. They want more cheese, they want more hummus, they want whatever, avocado, whatever it is, they want more healthy fats. So voila, here you go. You just have to sacrifice the carbs. Okay, but as with anything, if you take the time for the change and adjust to it, I think you could find it beneficial. And I cannot wait to hear what you all say if you try this about how it impacts your body. All right, so more blues, no yellows. Say goodbye to that one. So more blues and oranges. Okay, all right. So also, I was just thinking back to kind of how we've been taught that fat is so bad. And guys, I know this has taken me a mental shift as well. Believe me. Actually, this is a really good book I've been reading. If you want to read more on this, The Bulletproof Diet, very good, on Amazon. But this has taken me a mental shift because we're all so geared to stay away from fats. But it makes so much sense. Just simply knowing carbs and sugar turn to glucose, burned immediately, fat hangs around. If it has no carbs and sugar, can't burn off the glucose, so it turns to fat to start burning, right? So it's not as simple as the old calorie in, calorie out idea that we've grown up to understand so much and to be ingrained in our mind. Now the research is really looking at how our hormones also affected. I know that, there are some people who could eat specific calorie foods all day long, not get the results. So it really depends on how the hormones impact your body and your ability to burn fat. So the solution is not necessarily to eat less calories. So just keep that in mind, because with our reds, so our reds are still our proteins. We're still going to eat our proteins, okay? So still using our portion fix, still using the portion mentality of eating appropriate amounts of food, all right? Instead of things like turkey bacon and ground turkey, eat your regular bacon, eat your steak, eat your fish, eat your regular ground beef. So it doesn't have to be like turkey, low fat types of meats. So in terms of this, it's not low calorie. You can kind of think paleo has some similarities to this. So there's your proteins, all right? Your fruits are going to be a little bit different. So, and I don't know what group you're in as to how many fruits you're allowed, but if you're allowed more than one a day, you need to limit your fruits to one fruit container a day. And focus on low glycemic fruits. So like berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries. Stay away from things like apples and bananas. Reason being, the fructose in fruit reacts the same way that sugar reacts in your body. So you don't want your body to start using that fructose as fuel instead of the fat, right? So one fruit, all right? And then veggies, you still get these good old guys, green leafy veggies. Difference is you can saute in butter, garlic salts, seasonings, but cheese, whatever it might be, instead of trying to eat, just plain steamed veggies or something. To avoid all of that, like we've kind of been thinking. So if you want to use the portion fix but transition kind of to a high fat, low carb, you can still eat your veggies, particularly those green leafy veggies, broccoli too as well, and use some healthy fats and put on your veggies. All right, so I am going to, in just a minute after this, I'm going to post also a sample type of meal plan that includes and incorporates Shakeology if you're interested in trying that with the changes that we discussed. And for those of you that I've been talking to and messaging with who have messaged me and expressed interest in my previous posts this week, what we have been talking about is something that is going to help this. It's going to help you move towards this type of lifestyle easier and is going to help you get those results. It's going to help you boost your energy, help your mental clarity come into focus. And guys, again, the whole idea is to burn fat. Our whole idea is to burn fat here instead of burning the carbs and sugars. All right, we want to immediately go to our fat sources. So again, if I've been talking to you, what have we been talking about is going to help this. And it's also something that will keep you from having to remain strictly on this. Because guys, I'm not going to lie, strict ketogenic diet. So this is like a simple way, what I just told you, to transition. But that's still not like strict breaking down the percentages exactly how the ketogenic diet lays it out. It's close, but it's not exact. But it is hard to stay on all the time. And the idea behind it is to be in a state of ketosis, which, excuse me, puts you in that fat burning state and gives you that energy and all these wonderful things. But it is hard, and it sometimes takes people weeks and months to get into ketosis, right? And then if you have a bad day, it can throw you out of ketosis and you've got to work back in. So what I've talked with people about is something that can help you stay in that state of ketosis and help with these situations, the cravings, even if you have not a bad day, but an off day, then you can still jump back into ketosis quickly. All right, so just as a recap, guys, none of these, more of these, replace carbs with your healthy fats. One of these, keep going with these, but feel free to douse them up however you need to make them interesting for you with healthy fats. And then your proteins, but you can use regular meats instead of having to be low fat turkey, ground turkey stuff. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions, and I will continue to post along the way. Like I said, my more regular type of posts are probably going to start next week, but I just got really excited, so I kind of started posting stuff this week as well. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you soon. Bye.